Mia Wasikowska is an Australian actress. After starting her acting career in Australian television and film, she first became known to a wider audience following her critically acclaimed work on the HBO television series In Treatment. She gained worldwide prominence in 2010 after starring as Alice in Tim Burton's $1 billion grossing Alice in Wonderland and appearing in The Kids Are All Right, a role for which she received the Hollywood Awards Breakthrough Actress Award. In 2011, Wasikowska portrayed the title character in Cary Fukunaga's adaptation of Jane Eyre, and starred in Gus Van Sant's Restless and Rodrigo Garcia's Albert Nobbs. She also starred in John Hillcoat's Lawless and in Park Chan-wook's Stoker. Early life: Wasikowska was born and raised in Canberra, Australia. She is the middle child of three, with an older sister, Jess, and a younger brother, Kai. Her mother, Martina Wasikowska, is a Polish-born photographer, while her father, John Reed, is an Australian photographer and collegist. In 1998, when she was 8 years old, Wasikowska and her family moved to Szczecin, Poland, for a year, after her mother had received a grant to produce a collection of work based on her own experience of having emigrated to Australia in 1974, at the age of 11. Wasikowska and her siblings took part in the production as subjects. She explained to Johanna Schneller of the Toronto Globe and Mail in July 2010, "We never had to smile or perform. We weren't always conscious of being photographed. We'd just do our thing, and she'd take pictures of us." Wasikowska began training as a ballerina at the age of 9, with hopes of going professional. She began dancing endpoint at 13, and was training 35 hours a week in addition to attending school full-time, her daily routine consisting of leaving school in the early afternoon and dancing until 9 o'clock at night. A spur on her heel hampered her dancing. Her passion for ballet also waned due to the increasing pressure to achieve physical perfection and her growing dissatisfaction with the industry in general, and she quit at 14. However, she credits ballet with improving her ability to handle her nerves in auditions. At the same time, she had been exposed to European and Australian cinema at an early age, particularly Krzysztof Kieślowski's Three Colours trilogy and Gillian Armstrong's My Brilliant Career. Although she was shy and averse to performing during her school years, she became inspired to break into acting after watching Holly Hunter in The Piano and Gina Rowlands in A Woman Under the Influence, in addition to the opportunity of exploring imperfections in film. Despite having no prior acting experience, Wasikowska looked up 12 Australian talent agencies on the internet and contacted them all, receiving only one response. She successfully arranged a meeting following persistent callbacks. Career: early work: Wasikowska landed her first acting role in 2004, with a 2-episode stint on the Australian soap All Saints. She had just turned 15 when she was cast in her Australian film debut, 2006's Suburban Mayhem, for which she received a nomination for a Young Actors AFI Award. That same year, she also appeared in her first short film, Len's Love Story, in which she had no dialogue. In 2007, Wasikowska appeared in the crocodile horror film Rogue, alongside Radha Mitchell and Sam Worthington. She observed quietly on the set. Fellow actor Stephen Curry noted, "We didn't hear a peep out of her for 3 weeks, which earned her the nickname of Rowdy." She beat out nearly 200 other actresses for a part in the drama September, being cast on the spot by director Peter Carstairs following her audition. She then starred in Spencer Susser's acclaimed short film I Love Sarah Jane, which premiered at the 2008 Sundance Film Festival. 2008–2009, at the age of 17, Wasikowska received her first big break role in the United States when she was cast as Sophie, a suicidal gymnast, in HBO's acclaimed weekly drama In Treatment, after she auditioned for the role by videotape. The part required her to leave school in Canberra and move to Los Angeles for 3 months, while enrolling in correspondence courses. She earned critical acclaim for her performance as the troubled teenager treated by psychotherapist Paul Weston, which included praise for her excellent American accent. Wasikowska revealed in an October 2008 interview with Variety that she was something of a mimic as a child and that the large influx of American films and TV shows made it easier for Australians to pick up the accent. The exposure from the show led to Wasikowska picking up her first American film appearances. She played the role of Cheer, the young wife of ʻvɑːʃiˈkʒfskə, in Defiance. Director Edward Zwick cast her without having seen her in Treatment, explaining to the Australian edition of Vogue, "Her inner life is so vivid that it comes across even when she's being still." Her next role was that of aviation pioneer Eleanor Smith in Myra Nier's 2009 biopic Amelia. In June 2008, due to her work on In Treatment, she was a recipient of an Australians in Film Breakthrough Award. Wasikowska played the supporting role of Pamela Choate in the 2009 Southern Gothic independent film That Evening Sun, opposite Hal Holbrook. Director Scott Teems, seeking a young actress who bore a resemblance to Sissy Spacek, initially balked at the casting director's first suggestion of Wasikowska for the role, as he was adamant at casting all native Southerners for the sake of authenticity. However, after auditions with other actresses were unsuccessful, Teems relented and summoned Wasikowska for auditioning. She had only 2 hours to prepare, which she spent watching clips of coal miner's daughter online in order to quickly learn a Southern accent, and impressed Teems enough that she gained the distinction of being the only non-American actor cast in the film. She was nominated for a 2009 Independent Spirit Award for Best Supporting Female, which she lost to Monique, though the film received a South by Southwest Award for Best Ensemble Cast, 2010 and 2011, in July 2008. After a lengthy search, Wasikowska was cast as the eponymous heroine in Tim Burton's retelling of Alice in Wonderland, alongside Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter and Anne Hathaway. She sent a videotaped audition to casting directors in London, and her first live reading in Los Angeles occurred on the same day as her Evening Sun audition. After 3 more auditions in London which saw her flying back and forth from Australia to England in just as many weeks she was awarded the role. Burton cited Wasikowska's old soul quality as a catalyst in casting her, because unregistered trademark re-witnessing this whole thing through her eyes, it needed somebody who can subtly portray that. Wasikowska portrayed a 19-year-old Alice visiting Wonderland for the first time after fleeing from an unwanted marriage proposal. Her affinity for the character played a part in her desire for the role, as she had read the Lewis Carroll books as a child and was a fan of Jan Angstrom Vank Modger's 1988 stop-motion film Alice. She also saw Burton's version of the classic story as a chance to explore a deeper characterization of Alice, to whom she felt young women her age could relate, for which she drew on personal experiences. Alice has a certain discomfort within herself, within society and among her peers. I have definitely felt similarly about all of those things, so I could really understand her not fitting in. Alice also is an observer who is thinking a lot, and that's similar to how I am. For Lisa Kolodinko's indie comedy The Kids Are All Right, Wasikowska was cast as Joni, the bookish daughter of a lesbian couple who was conceived via artificial insemination. At her younger brother's request, she seeks out their biological father. During shooting, she successfully campaigned to have Joni wear pajamas in several home scenes, as a nod to what the actress herself regularly did while home in Australia. She explained to Orlando Sentinel film critic Roger Moore, "Joni's very comfortable in her place, with who she is. So I pushed to have her, whenever she was at home, in her pajamas. Fita unregistered trademark S comfortable. And Fita unregistered trademark S something I do." On October 25, Wasikowska was honored with the Hollywood Awards Breakthrough Actress Award, which was presented to her by Bryce Dallas Howard, and she won the Australian Film Institute International Award for Best Actress on December 12 for her performance in. According to Forbes, Alice in Wonderland was amongst the highest-grossing films of 2010 with $1.03 billion. As of October 2013, it is the 15th highest-grossing film of all time. From March to May 2010, Wasikowska filmed Cary Fukunaga's adaptation of Jane Eyre, in which she starred as the title character opposite Michael Fassbender as Mr. Rochester. She began reading the novel after completion of Alice in Wonderland, during which she asked her agent if a script existed. 2 months later, she received a script and was asked to meet with Fukunaga. However, Since Fukunaga was unfamiliar with her prior work at the time and was therefore undecided about casting her, he later sought the opinion of director Gus Van Sant, with whom Wasikowska had previously filmed the 2011 release Restless. He said to Black Book magazine in February 2011, Gus wrote back, "Cast her." Her work on the film resulted in a scheduling conflict that forced her to withdraw from the lead in Julia Lee's 2011 Australian independent film Sleeping Beauty, and she was replaced by Emily Browning. Meryl Streep in her 2012 Golden Globe acceptance speech, announced, "How about Mia Wasikowska in Jane Eyre?" Wasikowska turned down a part in Robert Redford's 2011 film The Conspirator in order to play the female lead in Restless, which she filmed from November to December 2009. The portrayal of her character, a terminally ill 16-year-old, required her to crop her long hair. Though she was one of many names shortlisted for consideration in casting the role of Lisbeth Salander in David Fincher's 2011 adaptation of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, she declined to audition for the part due to the time commitment involved with the production. From December 2010 to February 2011, Wasikowska filmed Rodrigo Garcia's Albert Nobbs, for which he was a last-minute replacement for Amanda Seyfried. On April 21, 2011, Wasikowska was named to the Time 100, a listing of the world's most influential people, which featured a brief essay written by Albert Nobbs co-star Glenn Close. In June, Wasikowska was invited to join the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. In December, she was among a group of actors who filmed a series of shorts from the New York Times titled Touch of Evil, which honored the art of cinematic villainy. 2012 A Euro present. In 2011, Wasikowska shot the small supporting role of Shia LaBeouf's character's love interest in John Hillcoat's Lawless. Later in the year, she filmed the lead in Park Chan-wook's English-language debut, Stoker, from August 31 to October 23. Lawless premiered at Cannes in May 2012, while Stoker debuted at Sundance in January 2013. Wasikowska appeared in Mayu Mayu's Spring 2012 fashion campaign. In 2012, she made her second appearance in a Vanity Fair Hollywood issue, this time on the front panel. Filming of her next project, Richard Ayoade's The Double, began in the UK in May 2012. In July, she shot Jim Jarmusch's vampire drama Only Lovers Left Alive, in which she plays the younger sister of Tilda Swinton's character. Filming of Tracks, director John Curran's adaptation of the Robin Davidson memoir of the same name, began in October 2012 in Australia, with Wasikowska in the lead role. The film was screened in competition at the 2013 Venice Film Festival. Wasikowska made her directorial debut on a segment of a film adaptation of The Turning, a collection of short stories by Australian author Tim Winton. A film premiered in August 2013 at the Melbourne International Film Festival. In July 2013, Wasikowska began filming David Cronenberg's Maps to the Stars in Toronto. She will play the title role in Sophie Buff's film adaptation of Madame Bovary, which began shooting on September 30 in Normandy, France. In 2013, Wasikowska replaced Emma Stone in the upcoming horror film directed by Guillermo del Toro titled Crimson Peak. She will appear alongside Charlie Hunnam, Tom Hiddleston and Jessica Chastain. The film is set to start shooting in February 2014 with an October 2015 release date. Wasikowska has been cast to reprise the role of Alice in the sequel to Alice in Wonderland, which is scheduled to be released in May 2016. Personal life. In her spare time, Wasikowska is an avid photographer, often chronicling her travels and capturing images of her film sets with a Rolleiflex camera. During production of Jane Eyre, she had a secret pocket sewn into one of her costumes in order to conceal a smaller digital camera that she used between takes. One of her on-set images, featuring Fukunaga and Jane Eyre co-star Jamie Bell, was selected as a finalist in the 2011 National Photographic Portrait Prize hosted by Australia's National Portrait Gallery on February 24, 2011. Wasikowska currently resides in Bronte, New South Wales. Filmography, film, television, video games, awards and nominations, references. External links. Mia Wasikowska at the Internet Movie Database, Mia Wasikowska et al. Movie.